not so much about Black love per se. I will say that there's a couple of things that happened. You know, with Best Man, which was the 6th screenplay that I had written, and that's after several drafts of several other screenplays. It was.
Were the other ones about love?
No. The second to last one for Best Man was a love story, and in fact, that was kind of my ode to Annie Hall and When Harry Met Sally. It was called Feast and Famine, and I wanted to make that movie. I'd been in film school, done a number of screenplays, including that one. I wanted to make that. I didn't want to do any more short films. I wanted to do a feature, and I was going to do that, and I had a budget for it in the whole 9 yards. But I couldn't raise the money for it, and I said, well, I'm going to write something so commercial that I'm going to sell it and use that money to make my Feast and Famine movie. And what I wrote was The Best Man, and you know, part of it was, you asked about intention, like what I felt more than anything that I wasn't seeing myself represented on screen. You know, especially Black, educated person who was depicted in movies and TV as this very stiff, you know, overly articulate, check their Blackness at the door, you know, kind of trope that didn't ring true to the people that I went to school with at Georgetown, who were very much Black identified, upperly mobile, and we're all varied from different places around the country, differing opinions. And it was in part a reaction to the men depicted in Waiting to Exhale, because I didn't feel like I thought those were very archetypal characters that I wanted to do for Black men, like Terry McMillan and Forrest Whitaker did with Waiting to Exhale, with 4 very different Black women at the center. So I wanted to do this, and I wanted to make sure, I mean, again, I'm thinking very commercial, set it around a wedding, hadn't been a Black wedding movie to date. I said, let me make it a wedding. Let's put it, you know, the trappings and the... You
were that clinical.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, because all the other screenplays were kind of, you know, meandering, without structure. And screenplays are all about structure. 3-act structure, you can't get away from it. That is how it goes, you know? That is how movies are made. That's how stories are told. And so I wanted to have a 3-act structure. I wanted to have set pieces, you know, surrounding a wedding. I wanted to have unrequited love. I wanted to have, you know, a guy, you know, who was uncommitted, you know, a guy like, I wanted to talk about religion. I wanted to have a magic prop, which was the book that was going through the whole movie. So there are all these things that I knew.
You wanted to have a dance scene?
Well, that was a byproduct.
Right.
But yeah, so like I was intentional about it, but not so much about. And I would say, in terms of like Black love, it's like I wanted to show like there are Black people that have a myriad of emotions and issues and things that they think about, and you know, fears and you know, being in relationships and hang-ups that everyone else does. Many people could be any race of people. My big fat Greek wedding, you know, my best friend's wedding, easily could be, you know, The Best Man. And so, yes, I think now, because, you know, there was a time where, comedy is dead. And, you know, we made Girls Trip and like, boom, it was huge, right?
It's back.
And, you know, there was a time where romantic comedy is dead. And then they made Crazy Rich Asians and like, they made a ton of money. So now they're like, what's the crazy Black people movie we can do, you know, crazy rich Black people movie we can make. You know, so there's if they feel like it can make money and they can get authentic voices and they can get people to tune in, then that's what they're gonna go for, because it feels fresher now because people are accepting of it.
So Hollywood understands that authenticity, Black people doing the storytelling, putting it on screen. I mean, Bob Weinstein called you at one point in your career, and you tell them what the quote was, and I'm surprised. I mean, those are the conversations that go on all the time.
Well, I mean, that, you know, mind you, that was at a time. This was like 2012, 12 or 11 or so when Bob Weinstein asked me to do Scary Movie 5, and you know, it was at a time where the so-called African-American movie wasn't performing very well. It was underperforming. So there was this blanket statement, you know, from Hollywood, from Harvey Weinstein, that said, well, that's a bad business model. So we don't need to make those movies anymore. You know, if we want a black audience, we can just, you know, we can cast Vin Diesel, we can cast Boris Chestnut, we can cast Terrence Howard in a movie or television show, and we'll get a black audience. Surprisingly, I thought it was very, very good, and you know, we put him in the Lance role. So now I had about 5 other actresses in mind. So I was not known at the time. Let's see.
And did anybody turn it down of those?
No. No, you know, like Lisa Nicole Carson, who was, you know, it was Ally McBeal at the time. She was very, very big at the time in the 90s. There are a few others, I can't really remember who else. You know, Regina King came in, you know.
She's got range.
She does, yeah, she does. But you know, it was like, you know, but she wasn't even going for that. She was going for Jordan, and you know, we wanted Leah, and we had a plethora of choices for, you know, for Shelby and for Monica. So it was, you know, we had a lot of people came in, and you know, it was fantastic.
But you're so different.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, at that time, I was only hurt because I needed some money. No, like I was like, you know, no, seriously. I mean, I knew that I had no business asking him to. I had gone as far as I could go. You know, I had been a production assistant. I had been, you know, a post-production assistant. I had been his assistant. I had been a director's trainee. Like, the next step is either you're going to be an assistant director if you want to go on a DJ in that route, or you're going to direct. And it was like, honestly, it was the best thing that could have happened. That it was like, okay, well, that is no longer an outlet for you, you know? So, what you gonna do?
Did the relationship suffer?
No. It was, you know, look, Spike is always gonna be Spike. You know, the way he is, you know, with people, if you ever met him, you know, he's very like kind of cut and dry, and that's how he is with his entire family. So, it's like that's just how he is, and I wasn't like, oh man, like, it's messed up, man. Whatever. It's like it was what needed to happen. So he gave me plenty of opportunities. Okay, prior, he showed me the business. He showed me the ropes. I read a lot of his books. I was around when he was, you know, doing all these things, and I got to see the emergence of a great American, world-leading filmmaker.
Molly, say hey. You stretching? Say hey. You want to bark? No. Molly, you can't outdo me. Hold on. Why you take all my pillows off the couch? Why you take all my pillows off the couch? Why you take all my pillows off the couch? Alright, time to lay down. Ready to go night-night? Ready to go to sleep? Ready to go to sleep? Go eat. Go eat so we can go to sleep. Come on. Come on. Molly, let's go. Come on.